Happy New Year! This is Father Mark Davis from St. Patrick's of Heatherdowns Church in Toledo, Ohio, wishing all of you a very happy New Year. Well, I know that it is New Year's Day, but you wonder, why am I dressed like this? I'll give you a hint. Rally, sons of Notre Dame, sing her glory and sound her fame. Raise the gold and blue and cheer with voices true, rah, rah, for Notre Dame. We will fight in every game, strong of heart and true to her name. We will ne'er forget her and will cheer her ever loyal to Notre Dame. Well, then, of course, it goes into cheer, cheer for old Notre Dame, and you can fill that in yourself. The question is, how do I know this? Because that is the verse that comes before the chorus that everyone knows. Because if you didn't know, I am a proud alumnus of the University of Notre Dame. I was there from 1978, and I graduated in 1982. Now, I was there in the 6th year, starting the 7th year of coeducation. It was obviously at the time that it was much easier to get into than it was now. I was the first class in 40 years at that time not to see a national championship in football. My senior year was the first year of Jerry Faust. So not the most wonderful years football-wise, but it still was a great 4 years. Now, the bigger question is, why am I telling you that I'm an alumni of Notre Dame on New Year's Day? Now, you could think it's because I really need your prayers, and we all do, because Notre Dame plays Alabama at 4 p.m. Today. And then probably it does not look good because the SEC is always so difficult. But there's another reason why I'm talking to you about this on this New Year's Day, 2021. Because I want to share with you the rest of the story. The rest of the story is, when I was here in high school, I hated Notre Dame because I knew people who were Notre Dame fans were just so obnoxious, and they were just putting it down my throat every time, and I just got tired of it. Notre Dame was the farthest thing away from my eyes until I got letters back from Georgetown and Boston College and all the other good Catholic schools I knew of who rejected me and did not accept me. But I was accepted to Notre Dame. And all these people at St. John's, and all the fact that everybody was so thrilled. And I'm thinking, well, I guess it's a good Catholic school close to home. I guess it beats nothing. Things were different in those days. You didn't go on so many visits. You didn't have the internet and things to do research. So God called me to go to Notre Dame. But because of my attitude, especially going in, if I look back, I don't think I really appreciated it. Like, I wish I would have experienced the whole day Saturday on game days more than I did. I mean, now that I've grown old with it and gotten to know the university, and I know I got a great education, my philosophy prof, who was the head of the department, who convinced me to take a double major, really taught me how to read and write and taught me how to preach, to be able to put one idea next to the other. Because of that double major, I got out of 2 years of seminary 10 years later. I know those 4 years changed my life. But now I'm a little sad that I missed so much that I could have enjoyed. I'm feeling this way because we're in the Christmas season and we are celebrating that God is with us. And if you think about these stories, there were people like Anna, the prophetess in the temple, who had eyes to see who Jesus was. She was 84 years old. She was probably mostly blind. But then she'd spent her life, after her husband died, she spent her whole life praying and fasting and being open to the presence of God. There were probably hundreds of people in the temple that day that this poor couple with an accent and really looked down upon came in with this little baby, and nobody saw it except Anna. she had eyes to see. She said a heart that was open to the presence of God in this couple and in this little baby that other people didn't see. Not because it wasn't there, because they didn't see it. If I think about the beginning of 2021, I think God is really calling us to be able to spend the time in quiet, in prayer, and just in space internally to be able to see where Jesus is and how he's calling us to shine his light to the world. Because this season is full of stories like that. The shepherds, right? The shepherds were out in the field. They had the space to see the angels. The wise men were looking in the stars in the sky. They were searching, and they were able to come and see the baby because they saw his star. Other people didn't just see these things. And the people who were supposed to be holy, like King Herod, were totally caught up in their own stuff and not only missed it, but tried to destroy him. Yes, we are in tough times, but isn't everybody in tough times? Weren't Mary and Joseph in tough times? God is here, and we're called to make this new year different by trying to be able to make the space in our minds and our hearts, right? So we can have eyes to see and ears to hear the presence of God, the divine presence that's in all of us. We wish you sincerely a happy new year. Happy, not that it's necessarily going to be externally different, because we can't say that, but happier because our priorities will be different and we'll be able to do a better job of seeing where God is everywhere. Like being able to look at our house and say, good Lord, I've got heat, I've got air conditioning, I've got running water, I got warm water for showers. We're blessed because God is with us. God bless you. Happy New Year.